Person? Wyndham, we'll start with you. When you guys clinched things, just what were the first thoughts that went through your head?
Well, there was a little bit of uncertainty because guys were still out on the golf course. But for me personally, it was pretty awesome. It was a dream come true, and I was kind of bombarded with a lot of friends and family afterwards. So that was just fun to relieve the stress that was going on. Especially the last 5 or 6 holes, I started feeling it. But then when we found out it was official, it was pretty fun to see the guys, and just we were all super happy for each other.
Wyndham, after transferring here, how much has the season played out the way that you expected or wanted it to?
Well, I couldn't have dreamed of the season going any better. I didn't have that high of expectations coming in. I just wanted to get better and be part of the team and help out wherever I could. And I've just been blessed that it's gone this well and that the team has done this well. So.
Last question for me for you, Wyndham, is just it's always interesting the dynamic of balancing an individual honor during a team competition. I watched Aaron Wise do it a year ago. You're obviously very experienced in the college game. I guess what's your mental approach to attacking an individual title and a team title at the same time?
I like to look at it more from the team aspect. I like to do the best I can for the team, and the better I play, the more I help the team. So it's kind of a win-win, and that's what makes college golf so unique. Is the better you do individually, it not only helps you, but it also helps the team. So I just look at it as trying to do my part for the team, and that was our main goal this week, was to win a team championship.
Salman, what has it been like as the defending champion, obviously making that putt, the biggest putt in Oregon history? What's it been like for you this last year coming back?
I mean, there's been a lot of expectations on me and the team itself. So I think honestly we've handled it great. We've got Wyndham and Norman now, and I feel like our season's been very good. For me particularly, I didn't play so great the majority of the season, so it's kind of nice to see my game starting to turn around a little bit. But we're all excited going into the postseason, especially after winning Pac-12s, and so we've got a lot of momentum and confidence going into it.
Obviously, the national championship is the ultimate victory, but I guess how did winning the Pac-12 compare for you, something that Oregon hasn't done for a long time?
Oh, it's special. I mean, to be part of an organization such as this and be with a group of guys like these, it's very special, and I've enjoyed every moment of it. And it's I would say it's right up there with nationals. But our main goal is to finish it off with a national title again.
Can you compare where you guys were at last year to this year? Just how do you feel as a group? How do you think everybody's playing? How everybody's mentality is as you progress through the postseason? And how is it the same? How is it different?
I would say same in the way that we all push each other with our games and our mentality and practice and when we're competing or whatnot. Team-wise, I feel like we're just as good, maybe even better. I mean, Wyndham's definitely proved himself this year. And then we've got Norman, who's an incredible freshman, one of the best I've seen, besides probably Aaron. Aaron's quite good. And then Ryan's been playing incredibly well also. So I think we've got a really good, solid group of guys going into the postseason, and I'm really excited about it. And so,
Salman, usually it's conference champion and then national champion. Obviously, you guys flipped that. But how much momentum do you feel like this team has going into NCAAs again this year?
Oh, we've got a ton of it. I mean, last year, our momentum, I think, came with like just the wins that we had during the regular season and then how we played in regionals. But I think just winning Pac-12s and then heading into regionals now, we've got our confidence level has just increased a lot. And I think we're just going to keep doing what we've been doing, which is staying mentally very prepared, physically, and just pushing each other, encouraging each other, and just playing the best to our ability. So,
Ryan, what was your mental state coming into this season? Kind of feeling like there was any extra expectations for you to kind of like step up and be that next guy, or what? How did you kind of enter this season?
I didn't come in with a whole lot of expectations. I mean, I transferred in like Wyndham did at the end of last year, so I mean, Like, a lot of people didn't even know I was on the team because I transferred in the middle of the year. And so when we won, obviously, I was sitting on the sideline. So I went home that night, hey, great, the guys won, but I want to be a part of that next year. I want to be one of those guys winning a match to win the national championship. And then when we found out Aaron was leaving, we all realized, we're losing a guy who is going to go play the PGA Tour. He's a 9 out of 10 or a 10 out of 10. And the one thing I told all the guys before we left is we don't have to get a 10. Obviously, we got a 10 with Wyndham coming in and transferring, but we didn't know that at the time. So we all said no one has to go and become a 10 like Aaron is. If we all get 2 better, if all 5 guys that are playing improve by 2 out of 10, that's the 10 we just lost. So I feel like I didn't have the expectation of I've got to be Aaron Wise or I've got to be Wyndham Clark or Norman Jong. I've tried to go home over the summer and just said, how am I going to go do my part to become as good as I can? But where I didn't put the expectation on I have to be Aaron Wise, where if I didn't do that, then I felt like I failed. I felt like I was just going to go and try to become the best player I could over the summer, and I feel like I've been doing that progressively, and I feel like it's finally starting to show here in the latter part of the season, and looking forward to it.
So obviously this past weekend, it was not that normal of a championship. You had the weather delay and everything like that. How did you guys stay mentally tough through all of that? And did it affect your game or anything like that? What was your main focus?
I feel like Casey and John were telling us in every team meeting, the weather's not going to be great. Don't expect it to be sunny or anything. And he said, of the 12 teams that are going to be playing this week, you guys are the most prepared, given the weather and the fact that it had been raining and we had to deal with snow when we first came back from winter break. So it wasn't obviously what we wanted it to be. We wanted to play a 72-hole championship, but we were happy that we were excited that the weather was going to be tough because we knew that gave us an edge over the other 11 teams that were playing because we were so used to playing in the rain and the cold and all the elements that we were going to face out there in Colorado.
Salman, coming from a season ago, you talked about the momentum headed into postseason and the expectations. Just, I guess, sort of compare how different it is because last year you guys kind of were more of an underdog in a way in the national championships and in the postseason. This year there are expectations to actually perform in the postseason, kind of like you mentioned. So how different is the mentality for you guys as a group headed in?
Well, of course, our expectation is to win a national championship. But I think the mentality we've had all year going into each tournament and how we've prepared for it, I don't think we're going to change anything about how we've prepared for each event. I think we're just going to approach it the same way because, but I would say that when we get to nationals, we're definitely going to feel nervous being defending champions and what we were able to accomplish last year. But I don't think that's going to change the way that we play. I think we're going to just go out and attack the field the way we have been this year. And, if we keep playing the way we have, I think we'll have a very good chance to repeat, honestly.